Welcome to number 12, where we'll be looking at changing the background of our entire document and certain elements. As you know, websites tend not to only have a white background. So how do we do that? To change the whole background of our document, we start up here. We're going to add a style, just like before, equals, quotation marks. In this case, it's called background / color. And then I can just type in a word. So for example, brown. And I can press save. And if I go back to my document, it adds some kind of weird brown color. Obviously, I could also go with green, save, and it is now green. Now to add this, I could easily, if I just take this and copy it, I can add, actually in this case it makes more sense just to do in between the quotation marks. If I already have a style here, I can add another one to my lists. If I do a semicolon and paste this, so I got font style, font size, semicolon, background color, close quotation marks, and green is not going to show up, but if I do yellow and press save and refresh, there it is. It's going to be yellow. Now keep this in mind. If you ever want your background color to be black and press save, look what happens to the font. Okay, it'll disappear for the ones that are not a different color. So I would have to make sure that either I change my font color here or choose a different color. So in this case, I'm going to keep it green, and this is how it looks. And that's how you affect background color. I'll see you on number 3. All right, let's add another style. This time, this style is aligning things. You know how you can center a line, right align, and by default, it's left align. So if I'm going to add a quick let's do a heading. For example, I want a H2 heading. I want to add a style. In this case, it's going to be called text / align. And then here's where I decide where I want it to be. So I want it to be in the middle. And then I close my quotations. Okay, I can add spaces here just to make it look easier to see. And then I'm going to write hello. And then I can close my H2. There we go. And now if you go back to my website, there it is. Hello is now centered. You can, of course, add this style anywhere you want. If I want this list, for example, to be on the right side of my page, all I have to put in is this. Press save, and my whole list, because it's in the OL, will move over here. Okay, but the 1 and 2 will stay over here, which is kind of really weird and a little buggy, I would say. Anyways, moving on to number 14. All right, we're looking at how we can bold something. You kind of saw this in my first videos. The bold tag is just strong. So I can put strong, and that will make something in bold. Make sure you close it off. Now refresh it. Okay, now it's in bold. Now I can add this basically anywhere I really want, as long as it's in between two things. So for example, with my list here, I have thing, and let's say I want the 1 or the to be strong. So let's put strong, and then I can close the strong here. Okay. And then now, as you can see, thing will be normal. It will still be 30 size, Arial, and in yellow background, but the 1 should be bold. Let's see if we can even see that difference or not. So here's the 1 there. There it is, okay? It changed to a bold 1. And that's how you make something bold. Pretty easy. Moving on to 15. All right, and the last one for this before you get on to the final summary is to put something into italics. Italics is a bit of a different one. It's just EM. So in this case, I can say see you later and close EM. So how does that look? If I go over here and refresh, okay, you can see it is now in italics. And of course, if I want the thing to be italics, but the 1 still to be in bold, I can add my EM here and close it off here. So then now thing will be in italics and 1 will be in bold. So let's look over there for this thing. When I refresh it, Why didn't you do it? Let's see what I did wrong. Nothing. Why did you not do it properly? Let me have a look. I didn't press save. Excuse me. So I'll press save, go over here, look at this thing. Well, I already did it myself when you weren't looking. And now thing is in italics. So EM is italics, strong as bold. That's the end of 15. Move on to 16 on your own. And then move on to the next part, which if I bring this in, is if I go back to Codecademy real quick. Your next part should be part 2 is social network profile. Make sure you complete that. Make sure there's a check mark. Unlike me, I still got to finish it off. Okay. And then show Mr. Fruit.